It's Winston. There you go.
So it is April here in 2023. It's still a little chilly this morning.
It is.
We had frost again this week, which is the week before Easter here. And it's weird to see that. But you've been busy this week. You actually got some work done, some planting done. What were you doing?
We had gotten some tomato starts from John.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
And I got those planted in our garden beds.
Now, we don't know what variety that is, right?
I'm not sure. We should probably ask.
Yep, so we'll have to find out from him, or John usually comments, so let us know if you know what the variety is. But they were already flowering, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we took your guys' advice and you planted them a bit deeper this year.
I did.
So we had to wait a little bit because we still had frost this week. So we're about a month behind on planting. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that works out with June.
Yeah.
What else did you plant?
And I planted the rest of the bucket of the sugarcane tops that we had sitting in the bucket for way too long.
So now we had suggestions because we had our banana there, right? We needed to get a good windbreak in there. So we figured planting them there would be good. And we had a few of you suggest planting those at an angle. And so that's what you did, right? So
I did.
the actual sugarcane that we had from last year that we took all the cuttings from is actually starting to come back now.
Yeah, those are looking really good.
So now there's one other thing that we actually planted last weekend. We got this from Ivy Organics. Now you guys know we're a big fan of Ivy Organics tree trunk paint. We've taught you guys about that before, and you guys get our discount. Don't forget, if you do shop there, EON Farm is your discount code for 10% off. But he's offering trees for sale from Dave Wilson. Now, I'm not normally a big fan of Dave Wilson trees if they're on a rootstock, because those California rootstocks are not ideal for us here in Arizona. But what we planted is not on a rootstock. So this here is our Parfianca pomegranate. You guys have asked us about pomegranates here on the farm. We have 3 varieties planted in the ground already. This one will be our 4th pomegranate. Now we're here in our turkey area. This is where we raise our Thanksgiving turkeys. And while they can nibble at some of these trees, they're not quite as aggressive as chickens and some other animals. So we figure here in the corner, since we're already going to be hand watering all of our other trees, because we have this whole area right here is lined with our moringa trees, we decided to go ahead and plant this tree here. Now, it was very simple as far as planting. These go right into the ground with unamended soil. We added a little bit of fish emulsion and vitamin B1 when we did the planting itself. We still dug our double ring design as far as the irrigation is concerned, and we'll water this maybe once a week at the peak of summer. Now, one of the things about the Parfianca pomegranate is it has very small, much more easily edible seeds than a lot of the other varieties do. At least that's what we've been told. So we're looking forward to seeing how this does. Now, as I mentioned, Ivy Organics is where we got this tree from. They don't sell a lot of trees there, but what I like about pomegranates is these are not on a rootstock. They're actually grown from cuttings. So getting one of these guys from Ivy Organics would be actually a good spot to go. Now, I don't know how long they're gonna have them. We're here in April of 2023, but I do know they've got some specials this month. And again, 10% off with our discount code EONFARM if you want to get one of these guys. Attach it here, just like that. So let me preface this by saying I am not a carpenter. You can tell that pretty quick. I'm a farmer and a gardener more than anything, but what we wanted to do with our ducks and our turkeys, well, we need to separate our turkeys from our chickens. We want to give them a little bit more space, and we're going to allow them to free range the farm a bit. The ducks already do so. Now, with those 2 types of animals, we needed a hard top on these enclosures, and we figure since we have these areas semi-permanent at this point, we're gonna go ahead and add some serious roofing. So all we did here today is we added some plywood onto the top of these 2 enclosures. The 4x8 pieces of plywood fit that area perfectly with just a little gap in the center that we'll come back and fill in. We used 2x4s on the underneath side on both of the long sides to attach the plywood nice and firm to the top panel itself to make sure this is nice and snug. Now, what we still need to come back and do is add some roofing. We're gonna be using the metal kind of corrugated roofing that we used for our chicken coop and run. We're gonna be doing the exact same thing and just adding it on top of the plywood here to allow us to hopefully capture some of that rainwater as these things are hopefully soaked this summer. We'll see about that. Yeah.
Do you want it even with this door?
Yeah, if we can.
Here.
I'm pretty good at making messes, sweetie. That's why I got you. So like here-ish. Okay.
Okay, well that's about halfway.
Yeah. Hey, does this count as 10 fruit trees? I think it should if you want me to hit 200.
Yeah.
So first off, I want to just thank Elena. Elena, thank you for donating these prickly pear or nopales starts to us. We decided that we wanted to go ahead and get these right up near the outbuilding because we do have some runoff that occurs naturally from the pad that the outbuilding sits on. You also saw us digging a small trench around the outside. Now, these are completely desert adapted fruit bushes. So we're wanting to try to use everything naturally from the farm on this particular area once we've got it established, which is what you saw us doing here. Now you saw us installing cages. This cage is simply to stop rabbits for the first few years from chewing on the newly growing nopales. We found at the old farm, we tried these a couple times and the bunnies just went to town, especially in the middle of summer when they're really, really thirsty and hungry. They'll gnaw on these, especially when they're young. So I want to give these a chance to get started and then we'll move on. We are not going to be doing a wood chip mulch. Again, we're trying to do everything that would be naturally occurring here on the farm. We have a lot of areas where we have rocks that we dig up or just occurring on top of the soil. So what we'll be doing over time is adding a layer of rock mulch down here. That's really all these need. These are completely desert adapted. So throwing wood chips on here could actually cause problems for us because you'd have too much moisture and we don't want to have that happening. So again, Elena, thank you for these starts. We're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can get these to go. Keep going, guys. All right, that's good. Grapes. All right. We have some visitors on the farm. So we got these bees that have made a little temporary hive or whatever this is right behind us here. They're really, really docile. We saw them come in last night, right? We heard the swarm come in and then decided to take roost on one of the panache fig leaves. Yeah. And they've been there all night and all day today.
Yep.
Pretty cool. So weather is definitely starting to warm up and we have a lot of fruit and green coming on the farm. Really exciting to see.
Everywhere.
Huh? Broiler chickens, we had to split them up today, right?
Yes, they were getting way too big.
Way too big. We're gonna keep them for a week longer so we have a little bit bigger birds because these are pretty much for us. Oh, and then there's one more thing. So we had other visitors on the farm yesterday with a proposition for us.
Oh yeah.
For new livestock. So we have that coming up too, but we're not gonna talk about that yet today. We have one end cap left. We had a strawberry plant that you bought last year.
I did, I bought it last spring and it did good over the summer. And then this winter I kind of neglected it. I assumed it would die and it didn't and it's coming back to life, so. Yeah.
It actually has some strawberries on it.
Yeah, and so I put it in that empty end cap that we have and decided to give it a permanent home and see what happens.
So we'll see how it goes. So is that how you got that nasty thing right on the middle of your nose?
Thanks for pointing that out.
So what happened there, sweetheart?
Hoping it was hiding. So that is,
There, that's sexy right there.
wow, thanks. That is me running into wood sticking out of the back of the truck because I had a hat on. Yep, that was me.
So just make it clear, I had nothing to do with that damage on your face.
He was not even home.
I wasn't even home.
He was not here. No, I had my ball cap on and it was hanging out of the back of the truck and I went to go throw something away outside and yeah, smacked right into it.
So you smacked yourself in the face with a 2x4 is basically what it
I think it was actually a piece of plywood, but yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yep.
It sounds better if you said you got smacked in the face with a 2x4. Like
Okay.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. You don't even know who that is.
I don't know. Whatever you want to say. Whatever story you want to tell. I don't care. Whatever.
So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, check out our partners. We have Grubterra that we just signed on with, so they're a partner of ours. And also Ivy Organics.
Yes.
You'll see them down in the description there. Have discount codes for you if you shop at one of those two places. And our Amazon shop. I'll leave a link down in the description as well. If you start with that link, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
So can you.
You're still just chilling there. How cool
Yeah,
is that?
that's cool. Oh, damn it.
You cuss on camera. If you move in a little bit closer to me, that'd be great. There, not a girl. Ooh, wait a minute.
I know. Cold.
My nose is cold. And it's huge, so my nose is, there's like that much colder because it's so big.
Oh my goodness.
You dug a trench?
That sucked.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel, though. Don't hold back.
Usually you're the one that digs the trenches, not me.
That's
so
true.
I had to do it. Anyways.
Dug our Dougal. I'm not paying any attention to that. You want to pull the tape?
You're at 98 inches. You need to go another half an inch.
Okay, really?
There you go.
Oh, dear Lord. We have some visitors on the farm. Shh, they're right behind us.
Are you playing Where's Waldo or something?
Basically, the bee version of it, bee style.